Hey, beautiful souls, you are in for a treat today, particularly if you missed the last 5 talk show lives, right? Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to a Women's Worth Weekly Talk Show. You know, I just want to know, like, have you ever stopped to consider the true impact of your resolutions? You know, the resolutions that we make every year around this time. What if, beyond setting goals, your resolutions held the power to reshape your entire life? You know, resolutions are more than just a checklist for the year, they serve as a roadmap for personal growth and transformation. So imagine the possibility of not only achieving those goals, but experiencing a profound shift in how we live and perceive life. I know that's a big thing as I'm saying it to myself, but it's achievable and it's possible. You know, because it's about the journey of self-discovery, empowerment, and ultimately creating a life that aligns with our truest aspirations. Not the ones that were put on us, but our truest aspirations. You know, resolutions are a transformative adventure, shaping not our only our actions, but our entire existence. Hello, beautiful soul. I am Natalie, the CEO and founder of She's Taking Her Life Back and a trauma mindset coach. You know, my own journey shaped by overcoming childhood sexual assault, overcoming a cycle of domestic violence experiences and other toxic relationships, several years of using substances. You know, all of that inspired me to create this space, you know, and I want you to know that this is more than a coaching platform. It is the sanctuary born from shared experience of me and my team, and we want to share that with you. So, launching a Women's Work talk show with my incredible team was our way of inviting you into our lives and getting to know you more intimately and getting you to know us more intimately, because you know we've done Facebook lives, we've done posts over the years, but this talk show allows us to connect even more, right? You get to see our personalities, you get to see the faces behind the written posts, and you get to hear our conversation and more about our personal journey, which is similar to yours. You know, we all experience, we pretty much, if not one or two, but several. You may have experienced several of the same situations. So if you're somebody who had to experience domestic violence, you know, or like me, more than one domestic violence relationship, but a cycle of domestic violence. If you're someone who experienced childhood sexual assault and you feel unsafe in the world, if you're someone who has abused substances to deal with your trauma responses, and that's the reason why people use substances. They may say they do it because they like it, but what they're doing is trying to come up with a feeling to cover those trauma responses, right? So with all of that, you know, and the 32 years I've been a clinician who specializes in addictions, anger management, and trauma-informed care, as well as my certification that I'm most excited about, which is trauma mindset coaching. So, a culmination of these experiences together and creating a space for countless women who, like us, are determined to take their lives back and rewrite the narratives. But I always say to rewrite the wrong story that the life has told them and embrace endless possibilities, because it's possible. So I'm going to pause right now and I'm going to invite someone on our team. And you guys know her, but if you're watching for the first time, this is trauma addiction recovery coach, Sonia. Sonia?
Hello, 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 and welcome to a Women's Word Talk Show. This is not just a show, ladies. This is an interactive experience, and your active participation is in the heart of it. So remember, today we are doing a recap of our past 4 YouTube lives. This is our 5th YouTube live for the month of January, and we are excited and thrilled to bring this to you. Our
Yes.
topic for tonight is sustaining progress and celebrating success. So remember that in the opening welcome, which is right now when we're doing the introductions, we would love for you to say hello, comment where you're tuning in from. Please leave a message, put a comment
Yes.
on. Let us know if you have any questions, put them in the comments, Also, we love to hear from you, your opinion, what you got to say about it. You seen the past lives. Let us know what you think, if they've helped you, if you have any questions. Also, we will be having a question and answer session. And Natalie never misses this one. She started with one at the beginning of the segment. I was like, she already started with that question. So we do have a question and answer session. So that's your moment to shine. Ask any questions and share your thoughts with us. Also, on segment three, we'll have announcements. So stay tuned for any exciting news and updates that we may share. Remember, we do have worksheet available. So Natalie will be letting you all know a little bit more about that in further as we go through this YouTube live. But we have been posting them on the past YouTube live. So please feel free to look into them and download your worksheet. It's only for a very low cost. For this is, I believe, today is the last day that it has a
Yes.
special. So take advantage of that $5.99 cost, because it's gonna go back to its regular price of $9.99. So
Yes.
don't forget to, after the YouTube live, go and download your worksheets, because they really work. You be impressed about how much you can work for you, tools and techniques that you can learn to cope with your own situations or navigate any setbacks. Okay, ladies? So also we'll provide resources and tips. Remember that we want to hear your voice. What topics would you like to explore in future episodes? Also share your ideas in the live chat. So please, we want to hear you. So input your comment. Let us know. And if you feel like you want to be bring up, just let us know. Comment that you want to be bring up to, and Natalie, our mindset coach Natalie, will decide if we can bring you up if you have something that is related to tonight's talk show, of course. And last but not least, engage, interact, and learn. Also have fun, enjoy, because even though we are having a very informative talk show and it's educational as well, we also want you to enjoy this. It's something that you can enjoy and take all the information that you can. It's going to be great. So remember, stay tuned. If you need to go grab your water, your drink, anything, go
Uh-huh.
ahead and grab it, because it's going to be thrilling. And now let me introduce myself before I give it back to Mindset Coach Natalie. I am trauma addiction recovery coach Sonia, and I specialize in guiding individuals who have already um, that have learned to cope with past traumas responses, um, that have led them to substance misuse, overeating, over excessive shopping, or being in toxic relationships. My role goes beyond traditional coaching. I provide support to those who have been triggered and are faced with possible setbacks or obstacles that may cause them to approach old unhealthy ways to cope. So in my own collaboration, I process and I focus on helping individuals, but particularly women who might encounter triggers, igniting a trauma, igniting as a trauma response during
Mhm.
their ongoing journey. So my approach is rooted in realistic and practical guidance. Rather than treating addiction directly, which I don't do, it is more, I assist in preventing relapses and setbacks by addressing the challenges that may emerge during the pursuit of your goals. So life's journey can be complex, and even moving forward can trigger responses from the past. In this moment, I work closely with my clients, offering support to prevent resorting to old coping mechanisms like substance use, overeating, impulsive behaviors, or negative coping mechanisms. So, by navigating these challenges together, we ensure a more resilient and fulfilling journey towards sustaining your journey of trauma heal. And I am a little bit sick, so I apologize. But
It's okay.
so I draw inspiration from my own trauma over various traumas, aiming to provide genuine, relatable guidance. As your trauma addiction recovery coach, I am here to empower you on your ongoing journey, fostering resilience and steering your way from the obstacles that may arise. So now I'm gonna give it back to mindset coach Natalie.
Thank you, Coach Sona. And you said a lot. You said a lot. And I just want to reiterate some of it because, it's so important. It was so important for me to have a trauma addiction recovery coach on our team. Vitally important. Because as Sonia shared and I shared in past lives and up when we did some videos, we know that there are a lot of people out there, they're men, but we generally speak to women, but have dealt with their trauma responses in unhealthy ways. Some of us, like Sonia and I, have used substances in the past. We got into unhealthy relationships. And we understood that what those was really about was, you know what? This is how we were dealing with our trauma. Yes, it was unhealthy ways, but that's how we learned to cope. So when you hear Sonia, it's just not only about, someone used substances to cope with their trauma responses. We're talking about people who want either go back to toxic relationships, right? Who are addicted to relationships, who jump into relationships that they know that are not good for them, but that is a way of coping with their triggers, which are trauma responses, right? And there's some people who will start shopping. I remember like years and years ago when I first got on this journey of transforming my life by stopping the use of alcohol and drugs and begin to deal with my trauma responses in a healthy way. Before then, I had stopped using substances, but I was shopping till I dropped. Shopping till I dropped. So there are many forms of addiction. There are people who overeat. I have this thing with sweets. Lord Jesus, with sweets. Bad, y'all. It's bad, right? So we know that what happens when people do all these unhealthy things, right? It's based on the trauma responses, right? And it's based on the responses to triggers that happen. And I don't know if you heard what Coach Sonia, I'm sorry, Coach Sonia said. I'm just so excited about today. She shared it in a way that we're talking about women who have some substance use in their past, right? And they're working on getting their lives together and they're getting on this journey of trying to reach their goals. We clearly know that even in that instance, it's enough to trigger a trauma response. And let me give you one quick example. Like if your goal is to, I want to become an entrepreneur, right? I want to leave my job, the working world, and I want to start my own business. That's a wonderful thing. That's
Absolutely.
a wonderful thing if that's your goal. Beautiful, right? It's all about up leveling, whatever up leveling means to you. But even doing that can trigger a trauma response. And the way it does that for some people, if you start thinking about your business and one day leaving your job, you can get some anxiety going on inside. That's a scary step. You're stepping into the unknown, and that can trigger anxiety. And if you're someone who really hasn't worked on healing your trauma, when that trauma anxiety is triggered, it's way up there and it becomes intolerable. So we're talking about something good, starting your own business. And then you may hear some voices like, somebody may have told you in your childhood that you weren't good enough, that you're not worthy. It can trigger those reminders in your own head as you're looking to, start your business that, you know what, it ain't going to work. You're not worthy. You're not smart enough. That's the self-talk that some of us do. And being in that space, again, can trigger you and cause you to go back to unhealthy behaviors to cope with what's going on. And this is why Sonia's on board. She is going to help you. She's going to help you catch those times when you're triggered and guide you and use support you and share some tools with you. So my goal is not to go back. We get triggered, but we don't want to go back to those unhealthy behaviors. And that's why I'm so excited. Coach Sonia had joined our team months and months ago. I'm so glad that it is so important. So thank you, Sonia. You are such an important part of our team, and I really appreciate you and what you have to bring. Because, you've been on both sides. You are the professional side, and, at the same time, you're a client yourself, right? You
Yes.
experience these challenges and you experience trauma healing. So you are well equipped to show women how to do that, as well as myself, been both sides, so, we take this serious here at She's Taking a Life Back, Women's Worth Talk Show. But let's get on with today's topic. You see on the screen, I have part 5, Sustaining Progress and Celebrating Success. So that part five, I'm like, we made it to the end. We made it to the end.
Absolutely. I'm excited.
And then that's a sign, Coach Sonia, that we are at the end of January. And
Absolutely.
it's
Mama.
I remember New Year's, the
Yes.
countdown.
Yes.
And we're at the end of January. And then we're at the end of our five-part series about goals, about setting goals specifically for women who experience trauma, because we know that it caused you to develop this trauma mindset. So we want to help you reach your goal, but help you with your trauma mindset and not allow that to take over. So you won't procrastinate, you won't self-sabotage, and you will keep moving, maybe not in a straight line, but you'll keep moving towards your goal. And we're here to help you, right? So again, hello, beautiful souls. Yeah, today marks a special moment as we wrap out our Resolution Revolution series with our last show, again, being sustaining our progress and celebrating success. You know, it's important that we learn how to sustain our progress because you know what? After this five-part series, it can cause you to be excited, you know, ready to reach these goals. But sometimes, if you don't have certain things set up in your life, as we discussed in these five-part series, you can easily go back to your old way. But we want you to sustain the progress. We want you to keep on moving. So we want to talk about today, how do we sustain that progress that you have made, right? And even if you weren't here for the first four, it's not too late. You know, the videos are on our She's Taking Life Back YouTube channel. So check them out. Check them out. And I just want to do a recap of all all four shows, right? Real briefly, so you know what we've been talking about if you hadn't had a chance to look at it, right? So early in January, the first show that we did was defining trauma informed goals.
Mhm.
You know, we need to know what is it, you know, and on that show we discussed the difference between just goals that you have for the new year's and then there's trauma informed goals. We specifically talked about the difference and we mainly focused on what is a trauma informed goal. Why do I need to do that as opposed to just coming up with a regular goal? We talked about that, so check out that video, right? And then the second show, we talked about unveiling the trauma mindset. That's when we went deep and delved into the past experiences, and we helped you understand how your past experiences connect you to not reaching your goal, how your past experience caused you to self sabotage. You know, we did that with that show, right? Then we went to part three. This was great. Part three was all about crafting a trauma informed vision board. That's when we introduced the boards. And that's when we talked about, you know, grabbing your goals, time to set the goals, time to put them on the board so you can have something in front of you to remind you of the goals you said you wanted to set in 2004. And so, Coach Sonia, I remember you brought a family member on who
Yes.
you said, and she shared how she's been doing vision boards for several years. That
Yes.
was very exciting, very
Yes.
exciting, right? So we're going to stop here before I go to four and five because I want to ask Sonia, does she want to add on to it? And then we are going to share our own vision boards as we promised you. Coach Sonia, you want to add anything?
Yes, absolutely. Well, Natalie, I want to say it. I am beyond thrilled because I remember on our segments we've had so much information we share with our audience. We talked about identifying obstacles. We talked about resilience. We talked about the trauma informed goals and goal reframing because that was part of when you spoke about the trauma informed goals. It was the goal reframing, and I've learned a lot about that. The difference because I honestly myself, even though I'm trauma informed and everything, I never
Mhm,
saw my vision board in that particular way.
mhm,
So I've learned a lot when you came out with that live, and I know I went back and I saw it again, and then 2 days later I was looking at it again, and my husband's like, "Oh, you're taking your life back, baby? You already seen the video, you were in it." I said, "But it was so much information. I need to take notes for
mhm,
real." And yes, also setting
mhm,
goals, mindset coach Natalie, setting goals. And just because I am a trauma addiction recovery coach, yes, and I have a lot of on my plate. I have a lot on my plate. I have my full time job. She's taking her life back. We have
mhm,
our meetings, my son, and everything. but I was procrastinating myself on the vision board for a minute because I didn't have an item. When we
Mhm.
were supposed to do it, I forgot some of my items because I had to work that day, remember? And then I was like, I'm gonna do
Uh-huh.
it on my day off. And then he was like, oh, my son is sick. So then my son got better, but then it was like, oh, I gotta rest. So I had to beat myself on the butt for that one because I had to self-talk myself like, why did you procrastinate to do it? It was so much fun when I did it. I enjoyed it. I had fun cutting the pieces, going through the magazines. I was excited
Mhm.
because I already knew what my goals were and what I was looking. And it was so quick that I was like, oh my God, now I'm done. And I was like, I'm finished. And Ronald was like, my husband was like, I told you, baby, you just needed to sit down for 20 minutes. And I was like, oh, I'm so excited. So, yes, I was able to work through this. So, back to you, Natalie. I just want to share that because I did procrastinate
Thank
myself.
you.
I had to tell me, we ain't doing that no more.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Utilizing her accountability partner, guys. Utilizing the tools that we talked about during these 5-part series. But I want to share this about going back to trauma informed goal. But I'm not going to share a whole lot because you need to go back
And
and
watch.
review part one, part two, part three, all the parts, and we want to talk about that special offer that Sonia was talking about. That's for sale. That's going to help you, and it's a companion to two of the parts of this 5-part series. But I want people to understand that, real briefly about trauma informed goals. Like if you experience trauma, and you know what it feels like to be triggered and have the anxiety and be fearful and scared and self-sabotage and procrastinate and not move forward, you know about that. Yes, people that have not experienced trauma, and let me tell you something, most people have, and most people don't recognize it as trauma, but most people have. But I want to talk about the ones we primarily talked about, which is childhood sexual assault, domestic violence, and other toxic relationships, right? So God, I'm doing it again, Coach Sonia. I lost my thought what I was talking about. Oh,
It
trauma
always comes
informed
right
goals.
back.
It came right back. But yeah, when you're someone that experiences, those things that you, just because you're out of those situations, you're not really out. Like you're out physically, but that trauma mindset is still there and it can be triggered and you never know what, where, or how. But when you start reaching for goals, oh, they're going to be triggered. And if you can develop coping skills, then you can manage those triggers and and keep it moving. You'll pause for a while. Nobody does change like this. It's never a perfect line, but you pause, but then you regroup, you use your tools and then you keep it moving, right? Um, but these goals, the difference is that when you start developing your goals, you really need to really look at, like, if this is what you want to do, is this going to cause your trauma responses to really kick up in a way that you're not going to be able to manage it, that you're not going to be able to keep moving forward? Is this something that is going to trigger a memory from your past and cause you to revert back to those old behaviors? You know, you have to really think thoroughly through the goals that you want to achieve. Now, I'm not saying that you cannot achieve them, but there's some tools you need to utilize in addition to the regular tools that we use to reach goals. You know what I mean? You have to be able to do that. And it's so important to have people that are around you who are really trauma informed so they can be able to see the signs of you moving backwards when you're not able to recognize it. And I just want to say this, if you're someone who hasn't achieved that goal, you listen to this and you understand that you've been sabotaging, and every New Year's you come up with that same New Year's resolution and say, this year I'm going to meet that goal. And year after year you don't, or you start and you stop and you start and you stop. I shared on prior videos that just explore the possibility that it may be connected to a trauma that you have not healed, a trauma that you didn't develop coping skills, and it's coming out in self sabotage. And I shared that if you can't think of any other reason, because I know I was frustrated at one point saying, why can't I get to this goal? I'm well equipped. I have the information. I have the know how. I have the passion. However, I'm not getting to this goal. Do you feel that way? chances are it may be something that you need to address. So we're here as coaches to help you in different parts of what you may be experiences, right? And my professional skills is a counselor for 32 years. It lends me with this lens to be able to see whether, you know what, maybe you need to address that in therapy,
Mhm.
you know, and then come back to coaching. That's the beautiful thing of having that professional career behind me, that I said that I lend to the coaching that we do here. She's taking life back, right? So I'm just gonna stop there. But if you grab onto those videos, you will get more in-depth information about what I'm talking about, right? So yeah, let's move on. Yeah, vision board. It's vision board time. So you know what? I gotta be honest too. Like I didn't do. I'm being honest, 100% honest. I did not complete my vision board until today.
Oh,
Until today, right? So this is one of those examples that where you don't beat yourself up because you know what, I was supposed to have it 3 days ago. I have to look at the positive and say, you know what, I was on this slide. I have it done. I didn't do it yesterday. I didn't do it 3 days ago. I didn't do it last week. I did it enough to show you guys on this live. And I need to clap for that. Like
yes.
the old me, the old trauma mindset would have said, you were supposed to have this done last week. How are you going to show these people about doing this work and you didn't have your vision board ready when you let me tell you, ladies, like Sonia and I said, we are not perfect. There are no perfect people. Whoever leads you to believing that their life is all together is not sharing the truth with you. We share real stuff, but we also share like how do we get to the point where we move past it. So you know what? I got to the point where I had it today. Like, you know what? And really, honestly, it was because yesterday, I don't know what day, we had our meeting or something, and Sonia was sharing about her husband, who's one of her accountability partners, was saying, honey, you were supposed to have this done. So Sonia started talking about it, and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get my done. And I could not tell. And I trained my mind enough to tell myself, I cannot come up with the excuse that, oh, I was working on developing this 5-day challenge. Hint, hint, we got that coming soon. I was working on, reviewing the coaching program just to check, make sure I dot all the I's and close all the T's. Hint, hint, we're coming up with the coaching program. I could not use that as an excuse at all. I said, I got to make it happen. So I'm going to applaud myself for having it ready today, even though I didn't have it ready last week. And that's okay. This is about progress, not perfection, right? So, Sonia, why don't you go ahead and share yours and then I'll share mine.
Absolutely. Well, I might need to bring it down. You see, I have mine right here. I hope,
Mhm.
can you all see it? It's invisible. I think it is. I think it is perfect because I can see it perfectly. Yes. So it's right here. So let me just move this a little bit here. So this is what I want to share with y'all. I divided my board in half. I don't know if you can see this line right here. Hold on. I want to put it down. Hold on. I'm just going to bring it down because I don't want it to be shaky. And then I'll put it right back where it goes. Because I want to make sure I have it on a place where I can see it daily, Natalie.
Uh-huh.
Because then I will transform my mind. Because my mind sees it every day when I wake up, every day when I go to bed, every morning, over and over. I already know, and I'm setting up my mind for success because I know what my goals are, and that's what I want to achieve. So I didn't want it in a closet. I didn't want it in a corner of my apartment. So let me share with y'all. I divided my board in half. Let me get up right here. I did short-term goals. You can see right here, it says short-term goals. And then I did my long-term goals.
Mm-hmm.
In my short-term goals, and I know I have some people from my job that go back and view our YouTube live and they tell me, from work, they tell me, hey, I saw it, it was great, great tips. They're always getting on me as well as my husband for water. This is a bottle of water.
Mm-hmm.
I had a conversation with my mindset coach, Natalie, too, and she questioned me. What was I telling myself? I have bottles of Coke everywhere. I am addicted to Coca Cola, and I'll be honest,
Mhm.
it's not healthy for me. I go to sleep with a 24-ounce next to my nightstand. I wake up to go to work with a 24-ounce bottle of Coke, and that's how my day goes every day. I do have dehydration. They have trouble getting blood done for me. They got to use my little veins due to they can't. So my health is affecting, and me knowing this, it's hard because I keep telling myself I'm going to do it and I don't. So that's my goal, drinking
Mhm.
water. And I did start it. It's not water, but it's close to it. It's zero sugar. It's a flavor. I'm trying to start like this.
Mhm.
Then I did the workout because I need to get myself healthier as well. Not only drinking water, but I need to do because I keep telling myself I keep complaining myself about this little stomach right here, and my husband loves me. So because he loves me, he keeps telling me I'm fine and I'm perfect, and he loves every inch of my body. But if I still feel that I want to work on that, I should put the effort to do it for myself because
Mhm.
I want to look good, because I want to feel good. So if that's gonna make me happy, I need to do. So I did start it on this one, but I'm not gonna lie. I did 5 squats and I was tired. And then the next day, I tried something different, which I put some music in my room and I had my son in the bed and I started doing some dancing, some rumba, zumba, some. And my son started dancing with me, and that took me a long 30 minutes. That it worked
Awesome.
out doing it with my son. It was a
That's
whole
great.
30 minutes of dancing. And then I went and took a bath. And then I went to the living room walking like a model because I did 30 minutes. I told my husband, I had my little shorts on, and I told my husband, I worked out today for 30 minutes. He said, no, you didn't. I said, yeah, me and Bubba danced in the room for 30 straight minutes. He was like, show me how you did it. I'm over there showing my husband. But yes, I'm gonna work out. So I already started this too. I just need to continue doing it. And even if I slack, I know I'm gonna tell myself I gotta pick up and continue doing it. I'm not giving up. Eat healthier. I do cook. I don't use oil. I like to boil all my meat before if I gotta fry it. Of course, I use oil, but only as a little bit as needed. I mostly boil everything, but I need more salads, more greens, more greens. And if you see my big clock right here, this is my time management. This goes for both short-term goals and long-term
Mhm.
goals. Time management. I want to be able to manage my time more. Like I say, I won't be able to on my job. She's taking her life back, my family, and me time. Because me time is very important. I need
Mhm.
that self-care practice in order to maintain my stability too and my well-being. So on my long-term goals, you're gonna love this one, Natalie.
Mhm.
I have I wrote it down because I couldn't find nothing in the magazines, which was weird. Build a stronger relationship with God.
Yes.
Build a stronger relationship, a bigger foundation with my Father Almighty because He makes everything possible. And
Yes.
I am
Yes.
so blessed. And I want to share that I just became a grandma for the second time. My daughter gave birth to a beautiful
Yes.
baby girl yesterday morning, healthy baby girl. So I want to build a stronger relationship with God because He makes everything possible. Through Him is that I have changed my life. He has sustained me. So this is very important to me. So that is one of my first biggest long-term goals. I have get away, which is a suitcase. I couldn't find an airplane. I couldn't find a cruise because I want to go on a cruise, but I found a luggage that can verify my getaway. We want to go on trips. I want to travel with my family inside and out of state, out of the country if possible. We're going to go outside the United States. And this that you see here, this is a big audience. This is a lot of people, a multitude. This is my long term goal. One day I'm going to be standing in front of so many people, and
Yes.
that motivational speaker that's going to stand in front of these people and tell my story, and I'm going to change lives. And by then, I'm gonna have my own little office with my desk and everything, so professional. And then this right here, that says 310 million on the bottom because I have big goals. It says
Ooh.
10 million. So I'm setting my goals big, so I'm gonna work hard. This
So,
is she's taking her life back. It's gonna
Coach Sonia,
yes,
so 310 million what? Can you go?
dollars, money, income coming, saving,
Let's see.
spending.
Ooh,
We're gonna
okay.
get that money. She's taking her life. It's gonna go
Mhm.
places. We're not just gonna be national. We're gonna be international, mindset coach Natalie, because we're
Absolutely.
going big and we're gonna change lives. We're gonna change. We're gonna help them women transform their life. And I want to share something very little before I finish with my board, Natalie. And I'm
Mhm.
gonna say this to you: if you're listening to this live, if you are a woman who has experienced child abuse, domestic violence, and I always say this, unhealthy relationships, if you were told over and over, you're not good at it, you can't do this, you're only good for this, I'm going to tell you that I've heard it all.
Mhm.
I heard it all. And for 10 years, I was stuck in that mentality because I believed it. I believed it to the point where what I saw in the mirror, it disgusted me, which it was my own person. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. But I'm going to tell you, baby, we're beautiful. We bring life. We give birth.
Mhm.
No man in this world can do that. A woman can. So
Mhm.
you got to see yourself as the queen you are. But in order to do that, you got to break free from the past traumas, from the negative behavior, self-limited beliefs. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to coach you to get to that next level of your life. So
Yes.
stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. Subscribe. And if you know somebody that is wanting to get to that level, that is stuck at their house saying, well, I'm safe here. Well, I already turned my life around. Everything's going good. I got a job. I'm stable. But you can still fulfill your goals. You can still travel. You can still have fun. You can
Yes.
still live a life full of happiness and joy. You don't have to settle for less. But other than that, mindset coach Natalie, back to
Yes.
you.
Thank you. That was powerful. That's right. You don't have to settle. Yeah. And even those who have jobs, um, I kind of shared this. The job that you have, is that based on your passion? The job that some of us do have those kinds of jobs, but that job do you have is that purpose and plan that you have been carrying around inside of you for years, that you say that, you know what, I think this is the reason why I was born, and this is the reason why I believe I went through all that I went through. It was is to do this. Is that job? Because I know my job, I was passionate about my job, being a counselor and, teaching my clients about addiction and anger management and all of that. But like I shared on the last video, our live, go check it out. I was sharing about how I actually went to like creating a whole substance abuse program again, because I did it in 1999 with my then fiance. But I said I wanted to do it again because I didn't want to work for anybody else. I wanted to bring my ideas on what I've learned. But you know what? If you listen to it, you'll hear me share. I bought everything. I had 3 suites, brand new chairs, everything brand new. Because I like things nice. I like treating people nicely. And everything was nice until my daughter said, "Mom, this is not you." And I actually like shut it all down. And I said, "She's right." Because really all that was about was creating income. I wanted more income and it would have brought me a lot of income, but it wasn't my passion. So I gave stuff away, I let it go, and I started working on She's Taking a Life Back, which holds the passion. It holds that place that I sit and I think like, this is the reason why I was created. And although I went through a lot of difficulty going through it and overcoming it, learn about it, guess what? It equipped me to do what I'm doing now, to carry the message to women who are in those situations where they're stuck and help them get through that by sharing my personal story, have my team share their personal story and our professional story. That's my passion. So are you in that place? And please don't give the excuse that, you know what, that you're older. I'm 61. I'm at the age where a lot of people like either retired already or probably next year they're retiring. I'm still out here fulfilling dreams. It is not over. It's not over. Right. So I just wanted to share that. It's not over. We just need to change the way we're thinking about things. But let me go ahead and share my vision board. But Sonia, we have similar goals, right? And even with that $1 million one, you'll get people to say, "Ain't no way in heaven she's gonna make that." So you coming from the wrong mindset, and that may be because you haven't been around people who have achieved that, so you don't believe it's possible. Oh, it's possible. It's possible, right? So if you were listening to our vision board show, I told you, I could be extra, right? So I got this big old giant vision board. Wait, I have to like shift it in sections because it's so big, right? So I put on the top, my vision board. And unlike Sonia, I no longer buy magazines, right? And I'm primarily home, so I had no magazines. So, but what I did is I went on Amazon and I got a book. I should have brought it to the screen. Yeah, let me bring it. Hold up 1 second. Just because, in case you're in my situation, I want to give you um, a tool, a tip, something you can utilize. I'll be right back.
Sorry, I was muted because my son in the other room screaming.
I hear you.
That boy
I
over
can.
there, Daddy, Daddy. I think you froze. You good? I want to share real quick. My son in the other room, he having a little daddy moment. I want to share, like Natalie said, some people are gonna say, "Oh, though that is not realistic. 310 million. That's what she's thinking about." I don't know who you hanging with. Low battery. I don't know who you hanging in, but you need to associate with the right network, the people that are in your same mindset, in your right mindset. So that's who you need to be associating with. I hope mindset coach Natalie comes back. Um, Hopefully she'll log back in. She might have stepped on something when she got her vision board, most likely unplugged something. But yes, there is no way. Like I always thought, goals are there are some goals that are very hard to achieve, but we have to put our mind to it. I was one of them persons in the past when I was in my addiction that I didn't believe in none of that. I didn't believe on goals. I didn't believe in dreams. I didn't believe everything was shut down for me because of what I was told and what I believed, and it made it so hard for me to say, I if I wanted something, I work for it. Of course, you work for it, you're gonna get it. If I want this, I'm gonna work for it and I'm gonna get it. If I want a car, I'm gonna work, I'm gonna save, I'm gonna get the car. And that's what I did over and over again. But it was just me putting all the effort as in the hard working. But now I feel like I have the strong mindset to do all that without having to work so hard physically. But if I can put my love and my passion to what I love, and that what Natalie said is true, I am passionate about helping other women. I am passionate about helping other women who have experienced trauma, who have been in an unhealthy relationship, who believe that there's nothing more further to accomplish in life, that feel like that's it. I am a 43-year-old woman, 43-year-old with a 2-year-old son, and he's 2 years, 8 months. At the beginning, I used to say God is funny. God got jokes because He got me. Because I used to tell myself over and over, after I got out of my unhealthy relationship, I went through recovery and everything. I'm never gonna get in a relationship again. I'm gonna do God's will, and that's all. God, let it be Your will. I'm not getting no relationship. I'm just gonna dedicate my life to my children. I'm gonna do what I wasn't able to do when I was on my addictive behaviors. So this is a time for me to shine. I'm gonna do all this for my children. And God's plans were different. God said, "You keep complaining about all that you miss with your children. You keep complaining and saying, I wasn't a good mom. You keep beating yourself up about, I missed graduation because of my addiction, because of my trauma. because of my abusive relationship, and you keep beating yourself up. So he gave me a second chance to life to be a mother and do it all over again. So now, as long as God grants me life, which I know He will, I'll be able to hold my son's hand, take him to every year of school he goes, as long as God grant me that opportunity, and I know He will. So, mindset coach Natalie is not back yet. I hope she is. Um, Let me see. So, I might need to move on. While let me see. Um, so while she come back to While she come back, let me see. Um, she was just speaking about our vision board. So the next was like the last YouTube live we had that was last week. It was a power of community and building support network. So that is very, very important in our lives, having a great support network. And I'm going to tell you also why I believe so, because if you don't have that support network, and she spoke on the trauma mindset as in having a support network in that area, which I really loved it. But if we don't have that support network when we go through situations, and we go back to the people that are negative, the people that try to hold us down, we're never going to be able to move forward in life and accomplish what we're looking for or heal, because some people are stopping you from healing. There she go. There she went. I said she might have stepped on something when she grabbed that big picture board. She
Ow!
unplugged something. But hey, I'm going. I was just talking about part four, the power of community and building support networks, our last YouTube live while you came
Okay.
back. But I'll give it back to you, mindset coach Natalie.
Yeah. You know what? I've over the years, even when I was doing counseling and doing groups and all that, I've always used like real life situation to share a message or to teach something. Some of utilize what happened to teach something about trauma mindset and coping and all of that. So what had happened was when I came back, I went to get my book that I use. So I wanted to show you, just in case, like me, you don't have magazines, right? So when I went to sit down in my chair, you see the pictures going, right? I
Mm-hmm.
backed up into the wall. The picture fell down right on top of my cord. Computer went out, ring light went out, everything went out, right? Years ago, let me tell you, it would have been a whole different message, right? I would have said, "Oh my God, I messed up. I messed up our video. Oh my God, this is so embarrassing. What are people going to think? Oh, this is so unprofessional. I'm going to delete the video. We can't show this." I would have went through all of that because that happened. But this time, when I got, I was you didn't see me. I was laughing to myself. I'm like, Jesus. Then I told myself, I said, "Oh, I'm going to just, easy doesn't put things back together." Now gone, so I couldn't put the picture back up. But I told myself, I already know Coach Sonia's sharing stuff. I already know. So I said, let me just get my stuff back together. And I did not experience any anxiety. This is progress for someone in that situation. I didn't. I was sitting here laughing. I'm like, all I do is get back on, and I'll tell what happened, and use that as a way to demonstrate how when your trauma mind start doing the healing work, you begin to tell yourself a different story about the same situation. I
Yeah.
shared with you what I would have used to have said to myself, and I share with you what I said today, right? So I say what I'll do is I just keep it moving. I'll come back and keep it moving, right? So that's what I'm gonna do. So I went to grab the book because, again, I said I don't do magazines anymore, but this is the book that I got from Amazon. It's all cut up because I took some stuff out, right? And in it, it has different sections that you can pull from, like, whatever goals you want to have. And I'll show you mine. And I bought it on Amazon. It was, I think, $12 and something like that, right? So let me show you my vision board. I could back up now because there's no picture that beautiful. So I got to show you in shifts because, like I began to say, and I said on the our vision board party, that I'm extra. So I can't show you all at once because how big this darn thing is. But like I showed you before, on the top, it has a vision board.
Mhm.
my title on it, right? And let me share some of the things that I have on mine. Again, Sonia, I have some similar ones. So in the middle, let me start there. Because in the middle, for me, were like the most important parts of my vision board, even though all of it is important, things that I really need to focus on, which is going to bring me into the other goals. So one of the things I have on here on top is meditation. Straight.
Mhm.
I have
Yes.
a
We can
meditation. I have
do it.
somebody meditating. And the reason
Mhm.
why I put that on there, it is so important for me to really learn how to really use meditation consistently in 2024. Because what meditation does for me, it helps me tap into my higher source, and it helps me not thinking about what's going on outside of me, because that could be a distraction to my thinking, and I want my thinking really to be focused on my goals. So I really want to get better at meditation consistently. I want to do that. um, the other thing, make sure I got it on the screen, and again I have to shift around. The other thing I have on here is right here, really important to me, and bear with me because this is really huge. Is right here is, I'm looking at the screen. Right here, my family.
Mhm.
This is not an actual picture of my family, but I put it on there because my family is important every year, but particularly 2024, because I'm going to share another goal that I have. I'm moving. That's the goal for by the end of 2024. So this year, I really want to spend a lot of time with my family. I made a decision. For those who don't know and did not see the video, to downsize. So I left my two-bedroom, two-bath apartment on the other side of town and moved in with my daughter and my grandchildren. And in the beginning, it was difficult, but now I love it. When I leave the country, I'm going to feel like I spent so much time with my grandchildren, and I
Mhm.
got to know them a little better because I'm with them every single day. Right. So that's a blessing. But I want to go visit my sister. My sister lives still back home in New York. There's other people in my family I want to visit because of my other goal that I'll tell you about in a moment. Right. So family is really important to me. And again, forgive me, I have to make a shift. Big old board. Let me shift this way so you can see better. The other thing that's more important to me is friends.
Mhm.
You know, in 2024, I want to really develop closer friendships with women who aligned with me. And I already began, and one of the women became my accountability partner, and she came on the accountability live, Raida. She even invited me, and I didn't go. She invited me to was it Keith Sweat is going to be at the state.
Ooh.
However, and I gotta own my truth. I don't know how you Raida felt about it. I don't know if she's watching this, but she invited me. She said, "Natalie, I know the tickets are high. Look, I'll pay for it." And I'm not a Keith Sweat fan, guys. I'm sorry. Where my head at? Sorry, Keith Sweat. I'm just I think it's the begging thing. I think maybe that's it, the begging
Mhm.
thing. Maybe the begging thing. And I don't want her, even though she offered to buy the ticket, I don't want her to pay for something that I know that I'm not going to enjoy, because I'm going to be there like, why would you stop begging? So I said, no, but we have other plans. So even though I'm moving out of the country, I still want to develop friendship. Friends can travel on the plane. Friends can come back and forth, which I'll be doing. So that's important for me in 2024, because the last couple of years, I spent a lot of time in the house. If I wasn't working in the house, particularly now when she's taking her life back. So I want to do that. I also have what's important to me, and that you mentioned, Coach Sonia, is drinking more water.
Mhm.
A glass of water, drink water, because I used to drink a lot of water. I was doing a goal last year, like drinking 4 of these bottles per day and trying to work up to 5. And I was doing it for a while, but then I lost track. So I want to begin doing that again. Um, the other thing is I want to develop healthy habits. Now, one thing, and this right here says plant based. I want to I want to become more plant based than I am. These are some of the foods. But honestly, if you look at my diet now, because I am a pescatarian, And for those who don't know what a pescatarian is, it's just like a vegetarian that eats seafood. It's just I can't do the whole vegetarian vegan thing, not as of today, because I love seafood too much. But I generally eat healthy when it comes to meals. This is what I eat like right here.
Mhm.
This big old thing. Here, if you can see it. Where is it? Right here. You see it?
Yes.
You know, I love like poke bowls, and I love avocados. I eat avocados probably 4 times, 5 times a
Mhm.
week, probably or more. Love avocado.
I love it.
Um, I make a breakfast sandwich that even my grandchildren like. I have like a cinnamon raisin bagel. I'll have a hot and spicy plant-based sausage. I'll have cheese and an egg, and with avocado spread on it. And I love
Mm.
avocado. So generally I eat, but I'm gonna tell you I have another issue with the eating thing. But generally I eat really healthy. Um, one of my goals is, and it has to do with my weight loss. That's another goal. My goal is to lose 30 pounds. I've my up until a couple of years ago, I think it's just before COVID. Let me put my face in here. Just before COVID, I had broke my foot when I was working, and during that time, between breaking my foot and COVID, I had gained a lot of weight. And my ideal weight, because right here it says ideal weight, is like 176. And those who don't know it, I'm 6 feet tall. So when I say 176, it looks different on me than someone that's much shorter. That's my ideal weight. And my size, my clothing size, I was wearing between 8 and 10. You know what I mean? And my stomach was flat. That's my normal weight. But I started gaining weight. I gained so much weight. I went from 175 to 230 something, like 50 pounds.
Yeah.
Then I lost 30 of it. And then I gained it back. I didn't gain the whole 50, but I gained the 30. So I'm like, oh no, I got to lose that weight. And I got to lose it by eating healthy. And what's causing me to lose weight, because you're probably asking, how is she gaining weight if she's a pescatarian? It's because of the sweets. The sweets. And like Sonia said, she's addicted to Coke. I'm addicted to sweets.
Yes.
It is, I don't even want to go into the story because I'm addicted to sweets. Let's just put it there. Let's put it there. Don't put anything in the refrigerator and I leave it for more than a day because then it becomes mine.
Oh God.
It's now mine. If you left it in there. And the thing, and this is crazy. This is so funny. I'm glad this is a talk show. I'm
Oh
glad.
yes.
I'm being honest. Look. So I have 6 grandchildren total, right? And I'm living with 4 of them. The older 2, my oldest grandson, Michael, he's grown. He's 22. He's on his own. Under him is Zaire. Zaire's the one that he's in college now. So the other 4 live here. So, with kids who are 15, 12, 11, and 5, their mom buys some sweets. So when they go to bed, I'm like getting up in the middle of the night and I'm going to the refrigerator or the pantry and borrowing their sweets.
You know, borrowing that.
I'm gonna move on after this. And I justify it because every time like I borrow their sweets, I'm always replacing it. And now they love it because I can eat like maybe 4 day cookies and then I'll buy a whole pack because I eat 4 cookies. So they're like, Grandma, eat my stuff, eat my stuff, eat my stuff. And honestly, I don't like that. I really don't like that because I feel like I did when I was using substances. Like, come on, girl, you're sneaking like 2 o'clock in the morning to the refrigerator, hoping nobody see you. Let me move on. So that's where the extra 30 pounds come from. Now you understand, right? So I'm in the process, and over here, I have, is it on here? Here, I'm learning to use like smoothies to replace the unhealthy sweets. And getting the sweet taste from smoothies and fruit salads. So I'm beginning to do that to take the place of sweets. All right. So again, lost weight is my goal. Not only am I going to watch the sweets, I'm going to work at the gym. I was doing it regularly last year. Again, I kind of fell off because I want to reach not my ideal weight. I want to at least go down to like 185, 190. Right here, I used to always be proud of my small waist. That's gone, but we can get it back. What else I got here? I have, not only do I have pictures, I have like sayings. Up here it says, success, go get it. And the reason why I have go get it on here, because if you want success, you're gonna have to go get it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't sit around and wait for it. You have to do the work. And
Yeah.
that's why here she's taking a life back. We don't just say, your goal or, whatever it is. We give you the how to. This is how you do it. It's going to be more, it's going to take more than saying, this is what I want to do. This is my goal. Identifying your goal is the first part, but how you do it and how you do it if you experience trigger is a whole different ballgame. And that's what we do here. We give you the how to, the steps, right? So let me quickly go this because I'm going to time. What else do I have on here? Here I want to be in a relationship. But if you can see on the top, and if you can't read it, I'll read it out loud. It says, I am worthy of love and happiness. I am enough. And I put this over the relationship part because in order for me to have a healthy relationship, I have to have a healthy relationship with myself first. So when I get to the point where I am enough and I'm there, I'm enough, just where I'm at, I'm enough. Even if I haven't achieved certain goals, at this stage, I'm enough. And then when I get to that stage, I'll be enough. I'm no longer saying when I get this, or when I get there, or I achieve this, then I'll be enough. No, right here, where I'm at right now, I'm happy and I'm enough. Now I feel like, you know what? I want to get into a relationship because I no longer need a relationship to make me feel happy or make me feel like I am lovable. I used to years ago, but no longer because I did the work of some healing, right? So, and then I have find love. I'm really a traditionalist. I think, Boaz should come find me, but I also know that I have to go to the places where he hang out because he won't be able to see me.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're somebody who says, I can't find a man, there's no good man out there, I ask you, are you still looking at in the same area? Maybe you need to change the area.
Go get it, baby.
Yes. If he's on the next level of your life, you need to bring yourself to the next level so he can come find you. You can come find you. Or we can stay stuck and say there's no good men. They just probably not hanging out where you hang out with. Right? So let's move on. And I told last time I picked this picture because I want the man, even though I'm 61, I want the man and I'm a relationship to have fun. I want someone that's like that. I want him to pick me up in the air and you know what I mean? So he may have to be a little bit, he may have to be either physically fit, a little bit younger than me, and I'm okay with that, not too young. But I want him to pick me up in the air. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy myself. I'm not that 1-year-old like I can't do. No. We're not doing that. We're having fun and we're enjoying our lives. Almost finished, guys. On this side, I have live without regrets. And that's why I'm living the life that I want to live. It's not based on what my family may have wanted for me or what society says. I'm living my life because when I leave here, I want to say I have no regrets, that I went after what I wanted to go after, right? This is another one. I'm a magnet for success. I want to continue to put this there to remind me that I attract success. I attract it. I'm a magnet for it, right? Here, we coming to the end. Here, as you can see, I didn't fill it in yet, but I have a copy of a check, right? So what I'm going to put in there is the amount of money I want to make in the year 2024. And I'm going to fill it out this evening. I'm not going to wait on that. I'm going to fill it out, and I can tell you, it's more than I ever made in my life, probably 4 or 5 times more than I ever made. Here I have multiple streams of income, like Sonia said, and I wanted to put mine up there. My goal, not in 2024, but I'm on the way to becoming a millionaire. And the reason why that I know I can get there, because my coach, someone who I know personally, I saw him take the road to becoming a millionaire, doing the kind of sort of the same work that I'm doing, and he's my coach, so I will get there. I believe it's possible.
Absolutely.
And it's going to happen. So if you're somebody who's never seen it, you might be telling yourself it's not possible. Oh, it's possible. It's possible. But it's gonna have to happen by having multiple streams of income. And even with she's taking a life back, that's what we're working on. Like Sonia said, we're going to be on stages. We're going to be getting income from there in 2024. And we're also going to do in the coaching program. I'm also going to add on other streams of income because I believe you have to have at least 6 or 7 streams of income to position yourself to become a millionaire. So that's the other thing. Here I am a success story. It is so important to believe that you are the success story. And I say that because I am the money. I am the success. Meaning that if I ever lost anything, it's okay because me with the skills I have and the mindset I have, I'll just get it again.
Absolutely.
I'll just make it up again. So I want me to be the success, not just the money. Me, it came from me using the gifts that God has given me because God gives us the power to get wealth. Check it out in Deuteronomy 8:18. He gives us the power to get wealth. Abundance of money. And I'll tell you, I'm definitely going to become a millionaire even at 61. It's not too late. But it's not only just for me. I want to live a good life, but I also want to help people. And in order for me to really help people who cannot afford to do things, I have to have money. I need money. To travel, yeah, I need money. This one says, don't wait for an opportunity, create it.
Yes.
We are not sitting back waiting for somebody to come get us, Sonia, are we?
Mm-mm. You
No.
gotta grab it. You gotta grab it, and you gotta don't let go.
Yeah. If you don't know, like we normally get on the lives like an hour before it starts. And Sonia was
Yes.
telling me today, like, Natalie, I did some research and I found this out and we can do this thing. We doing stuff behind the scene. That's an example of we're not waiting, even though we want you to subscribe, like, subscribe if you like what we're saying.
Absolutely.
But Sonia has done some research. Like, Natalie, I came up with something. We're doing research. We're creating the opportunities. We're looking around. We're figuring the stuff out. We're just not waiting.
Mm-mm.
We're not waiting. No, we're not doing that. Here, this is the reason why that I have to really see my family in 2024. Because if you haven't seen my video, go to the channel and I have a video section from Paris. I made a decision that I'm moving to Paris, and I am moving to Paris, France. And I want to make sure I see my family before I leave, even though I'll be traveling, coming back and forth. I just want to visit them before. I want to see everybody before I go. Because I'm moving to Paris, France. I have a friend that lives in France. He's helping me learn the language. His name is Francois. I just talked to him the other day. I'm moving to Paris, and like Sonia says, she's taking a life back international. So when I arrive in Paris, not only I'm going to be scouting out where I'm going to live, I'm going to be looking for opportunities for she's taking a life back to be on the scene. And my goal is only to live in Paris for 1 year. If I like it, maybe a little bit longer, but I'm going next is Africa. I'm going to stay there for another year. We're bringing She's Taking Life back to Africa. So the plan is for me to travel around the world carrying the message that you can take your life back, no matter what you've gone through. So I think that's enough. So that was good, Sonia. Oh, I love the
Yes,
vision.
I love that vision
Oh my
board.
God, this is good.
And you know what? Thing that my spouse, my best friend Ronald told me, Natalie.
Uh-huh.
He said what was good about this is that I left open spaces because as I go on and I accomplish a goal, I can always add more onto it. And he said, you always have room for growth, baby. So as
Yes.
you go on in the months, it's a whole year. You can say, you know what, I want this one to be,
I
and you can
said the
always
same
add
thing.
it up.
Yep.
So I was like, oh,
Yep.
you're right. I don't feel like my board is so empty now. But he was like, no, because I was like, I don't want to put myself 50 goals and then I can't accomplish them because I overdid myself. But I
Mm-hmm.
think that's a great idea. If something else comes
Yeah.
out, it's gonna go in there.
But I like what you did, Sonia, and that's actually the next step for when you're creating goals. I like when you identified short-term goals and long-term goals. Just like the goals with, she's taking life back. We created a quarterly goal. Each goal we have a
Yes.
set of different quarters. Right? So this
Yes.
board represents 2024. This is the first step. The next thing we have to identify, like, what are the short-term goals and what are the long-term goals? What we're going to accomplish in the first quarter of 2024, then the second, the third, and the fourth, right? So you just can't stop at doing a vision board. So Sonia actually started ahead of time and separating the long and short. I love that you did that, Sonia.
And
That
I
was
love
really
that you mentioned that, Natalie, because I always print out when we have our meetings and you send our documents to Google Docs. I always print out our goals for the first quarter, and I print out everything that what's yours, what's mine to do, what we have to work on, what's,
Mhm.
and I like to have it where I can always be reminding myself, okay,
Yes.
this is, I missed something. Okay, I need to go back and do this. But
Mhm.
yes, yes, and I love it because we be able to achieve the goals we've been setting, and even the ones we haven't, due to because there's more to be done and
Yes.
added, they're still going to get accomplished. But as right now, we is working on a timely manner, which is
Mhm.
great, and
Mhm.
we are constant with our audience. So I love that about taking live back.
Yeah. And you know something, our guest, and what is her name again? Your aunt that came on the show on the
Layla,
vision board party? Layla,
Layla,
yeah. One of the things I love that Layla said and that I even done is that, let's say you set a goal like for the first quarter and you haven't achieved it, all you got to do is push the date.
mm-hmm,
Don't stop and say, "Oh my God, I didn't set my goal in the first quarter." Shift the date, and that's what I did with Paris. Because initially, my first goal was to land in Paris of November 1st of 2023. I'm still here in America, and it's okay. I just shift the date, and it's still
mm-hmm.
my goal.
That's
Don't
good.
beat yourself up. You know, we should move the date up, and that's what we do. Is She's Taking Her Life Back. At the end of the quarter, we're going to review the goals that we didn't achieve and what we achieved, and those we didn't. Guess what? We're moving into the second quarter.
Absolutely.
We're not doing that. We don't want to be so rigid that if we don't accomplish it on that date, then you know what, we're a failure. No, we're changing the way we think about things. It's not a failure. It's just a movement of dates. Even when you think you failed at something, you really haven't failed to accomplish that goal. What you just tell yourself, okay, this plan for me to meet that goal did not work. Let me go back to the drawing board. The goal hasn't changed, just the way I make it happen changes.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't the way I initially thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to happen this way, but no, it's not happening that way. Um, Oh, my daughter just sent me a message about the gate. They're at the gate.
Oh,
I gotta let them in. But let me go to the second thing, and Sonia's gonna talk about that as I run down and let them in. Hold on for a second. Let's see what we got. Yeah. So now let's move up to um part 4.
and I
And
was already talking about that. Where you go? I was talking about that as when your camera went down. I was talking
okay,
about the building network and community and how it works out. So if you want to go get them, I can continue exploring a little bit
right,
more on that till you get back.
right. Can you also share? Can you do this, Sonia? Can you also
Hmm.
share about the workbooks? Because actually, section part 3 was actually what Sonia talked about, which was called navigating challenges and overcoming obstacles.
Yes,
And through that, Sonia had created a workbook. So can you talk about the workbook we have to
of
say of
course,
yours
of
and
course,
mine, and the links that we have,
of course,
while I go.
of course.
All right, thanks, Coach Sonia. I will be back.
No problem. So yes, we did the YouTube live on navigating obstacles and setbacks and overcoming obstacles and navigating setbacks. So on that one, I do have a worksheet available. If you go to the YouTube live and you click on the link, there's a worksheet available. And like I said, today is the last date that you are gonna get it for $5.99. It is the last day. So if you want to use that worksheet to help you overcome obstacles, to find goals and techniques that you can utilize to overcome them setbacks and work and push through.
Ooh,
That is a great worksheet. I recommend you to go. It has so much information. It has so much that you're going to be able to utilize in future um, entities that you might have, that you might come upon with. And also, I believe Natalie will be putting a link to this one, and it's going to be great. We also have more. I believe she already added the one for the past one she had. So go back and review our lives. Today is the last day that you can get this worksheet for $5.99, and then it's going back to its regular price of $9.99. So yes, when I was talking about navigating and setbacks and everything, I've shared so much information. I was talking about um coming from goals. I was talking about um what was it? Where did I put it? Oh yes, um self-awareness. I share about maintaining a positive outlook. I share about acceptance and change, setting realistic goals. Everything was part of that because sometimes we set ourselves for failure when we set up goals that are way too high. And sometimes it's okay, but we have to remind ourselves that we have to do the work. If you set a goal, you cannot expect for it to happen. If I want to have better income, source of income, I have to work, I have to set up a plan and work on saving money, how I can save money, how I'm going to spend this on this, how I'm going to save this, what other income I'm bringing, how that I can maintain that money and make it grow. So there's a lot of ways that you do. So it was a lot of information, but you would need to go back and watch the YouTube lives. I'm telling you, there is so much information you can benefit from. We are sharing all this information for free. The only thing that it's available for a small cost is our worksheets. I recommend you if you're looking for personal growth, if you're looking to move forward in that place of life that you are stuck and you're trying to find out what is you missing, what do you need to do to accomplish that, purchase our worksheets. Purchase Natalie's coming up with some workbooks. She has the coaching package coming up soon. Take advantage. I know she says she has a challenge coming up, and she's gonna share about that. I want to be part of that because I am always
Yes.
looking for ways where I can continue to grow, and I need to make sure that my mind is strengthened. So whenever in the future life hits me with something, I'd be able to navigate through that situation, that setback, without moving backwards, but moving forward and being able to work through that situation and be able to manage it in the best way possible. But always using my network, always, because I've utilized my network when I need it. There's times where I've messaged Natalie, I messaged a group, I messaged Julia. She's another member of She's Taking Her Life Back, which I know she's at home, not feeling good today. My husband, my sister, all your accountability partners. Your accountability partners, your network should be there for you for support, to help you, to guide you moving forward, to uplift you, not to bring you down, not to judge you, but they're going to be honest. They're going to tell you if you're doing it wrong, if that's not the way it is, and it might make us mad. But if they're honest and they're telling us the truth, that is for our own purpose of healing and growth. Mindset Coach Natalie.
Yes. I just want to add on to that conversation about uh, the workbooks. Um, they're so important. I think I've kind of heard that you said that I'm going to post them in the link.
No,
The
I thought we had one already. The one,
Yeah.
well, I know I have the worksheet on mine. I don't know if you ended up putting the one that you were working on for the first, but I know you said you had the one coming up, right?
Yes, yes,
That's
Coach
the one I
Sonia.
was mentioning.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
So yeah, just like she said that, the links are actually below this video on YouTube. So like she said, grab the worksheets. The first one is the one that Sonia created, that goes with navigating challenges and overcoming obstacles. That's really important. She puts a lot of good stuff in there to help you with that, because again, if you're someone who has not been able to achieve your goals, not the ones who have, but if you ever got stuck in a place and not able to achieve your goal, that worksheet is going to help you figure some of that stuff out. And again, like with me, I created the worksheet to help you find your accountability partner. Because, like Sonia just said, you want to make sure you get someone that's going to really tell you the truth, but still is going to understand you in a way that they're not going to trigger you, right? They're not going to trigger you. And if they do, they can help you out. So it's important to have accountability partners that kind of understand about trauma, not just grab anybody. It's so important for them to understand that. Not to tell you just go achieve that goal. They have to consider the fact that you may have some things going on that cause you anxiety to fulfill that goal. So they know a way to kind of help you and do it in small steps instead of saying just go. But it's important to have an accountability partner. Again, if you have not been able to achieve goals, hopefully you get to the point where you can realize, you know what, I'm still going to go after those goals, but I recognize that I can't achieve them on my own. And that worksheet is going to help you develop the right support system. It's going to help you with that. So grab those two workbooks. I'm sorry, worksheets. And the reason why I'm saying workbooks, you know why? It's not just one worksheet. It is a couple of, I think three or four.
Three. I think there were three on mine. I
Three of
believe.
yours? Yeah, so 3 pages on Sonia's workbook. It's not just one sheet. You're getting 3 pages. And on mine, I think it's 3 and 4 pages for something else. So you're getting multiple pages for $5.99. And they're going to help you move closer to reaching your goal. $5.99, guys, and today is the last day. So you got into 12 midnight to get them, because after that it's going to $9.99 at our regular price. And like Sonia says, I'm working on the workbook. I have a multitude of projects working on, but the workbook is coming. I'm telling you, the workbook, many pages. It is really packed with action steps. I even put a page in the back of trauma vocabularies, because a lot of words that we use, and Tony often says I speak like a clinician.
English.
I don't think I do. I don't. She says I do. But they're the definition of words that people regularly use in the trauma world, and I put the definition like, this is what this means. This is what trauma mindset means. This is what trauma means. This is what dysregulation means. I put that all in the back, so you'll have a kind of a glossary to refer to, so you can understand the words that's being utilized to better really take advantage of the workbook. I'm not going to go anymore. Just when it comes out, grab it. It'll be $19.99, and it's worth so much more than that. So much more. And again, like Sonia mentioned, the 5-day challenge is coming up soon. I'm putting up the wait list on February 1st, which is tomorrow. So if you see that sign up sheet for the free 5-day challenge, get in there, get on the wait list, sign up. I have all that beginning tomorrow. Right? So yes, that's awesome. Yeah, accountability partner. You need that. I can't do it by myself. I have several accountability partners. And let us be part of yours. If you don't have one, we can either help you get one, or take advantage of coaching. Take advantage of worksheets.
Absolutely.
That way you can kind of use us as accountability partners. Especially somebody like me. Look, I'm an accountability partner for real. Like, I'm gonna check on you. I'm gonna check on you. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna use my trauma for mine, but still we're gonna be honest. Like, people in my life do for me. They check on me. Because I may procrastinate. I don't want to do that. So yeah, what's that? So that was that part 4, and today is part 5.
Yes.
Yes, we're talking about sustaining the progress and, celebrating the success. Before we move on, Coach Sonia, I just want to say a congratulations to you for completing your vision board. So celebrate successfully here. Congratulations to you. The girl, you did it.
Yes.
You did it. We want to celebrate that success. Congratulations to me. Pat my own self on the back.
That's what I did. That's what I did yesterday when I finished my vision board. I gotta share this, Natalie. I said, good job. You got this.
Yes.
And then I stopped and I said, yeah. After a whole week that you kept telling yourself that you were going to do it, there you go, procrastinating over and over again. You could have just done it when you said you would have done it, but no, you went. And then Ronald, my husband, was like, he thought I was on the phone talking to my daughter. Baby, who are you talking to? Myself.
Yeah.
Why?
You did it.
But yes.
You did it.
Absolutely. And we did the whole 5. This is episode 5, Natalie, the last.
It's another celebration. Yes, Coach Sonia. We completed all 5 parts.
We launched the worksheets.
Yes.
It's a blessing, but we are being committed to succeeding on maintaining our goals. and
Yes.
accomplishing our goals.
Absolutely. So for you, if you're viewing this live, whether it's now on the replay, I want you to reflect on your journey over these last 5 episodes. And even if you did not start, you still can do the 5 day review, the 5 day talk show lives. You still can
Yeah,
do it, and then you get to the last point, the last one, and you reflect on your journey. This is the time you do it. So as we look back on the Resolution Revolution series, we explore the depths of personal growth, resilience, and the power of community. So again,
mhm,
it's not just about setting goals, it's about maintaining the momentum and celebrating the victories along the way. As we dive into the topic of reflections, you know what? I want to hear from you. Like Sonia says, I have questions.
yeah.
I have questions,
And
right?
I want to congratulate you, Natalie, and me as well for it's another month from the beginning of 2024 of sobriety.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Yes, yes.
Yes,
Still doing it one day at a time. Yes,
absolutely.
yes. So, the first question I have in reflecting on this journey, the question is, how have these aspects contributed to the overall success of your resolutions? How has uh, part one, part two, part three, and part four, how did it contribute to your success? Have you made any progresses? Have you achieved anything? And we know this is just the first month, but you can achieve some goals in the first month. Sonia just mentioned, you know what? There's things that we accomplished as a team. Here's that she's taking a life back. You know, how's it helped you? Did it help you by helping you understand the trauma mindset? Did it help you by you creating a vision board for yourself? Did it help you by teaching that you have to develop a community around you to help you fulfill this goal? Did it help you by understanding that the goals that you're achieving should be trauma informed goals? Did it help you? Let us know. Even if you're watching the replay, put it in the comment. Put it in the comment, right? I was going to ask Sonia the question, but she already mentioned um, how it helped her. So let's go to another question. Like I said, I have questions. What's one achievement or breakthrough you're most proud of from your journey of personal growth? What's one achievement?
Woo.
So you can
Well,
you go ahead and share? I got to step away just for a moment. Can you
yes,
go ahead and share
absolutely.
yours?
I think one achievement or breakthrough that I'm proud of on my journey of personal growth, besides my sobriety, um, it's breaking free from unhealthy relationships, being getting out of that unhealthy relationship, healing, because the only way I was going to able to move forward was if I healed from all the traumas I experienced on my past relationship of 10 years of abuse and domestic violence. Um, so I think that's one achievement or breakthrough. I was just sharing, Natalie, that I believe that one of my biggest breakthrough and achievement was, besides my sobriety, was breaking free from an unhealthy relationship, a relationship of 10 years, and healing from that trauma and being able to know what it is to be in a healthy relationship. So
Okay.
that is one, and it helped me, like, as personal growth, it's helped me um value myself as a woman. I've learned to love myself, to see myself and respect myself, to make sure that others will treat me with that same respect and love that I deserve. But, but I had a great breakthrough of when I did my healing process.
Awesome. What is one breakthrough or achievement you experienced in as a result of these 5 parts, as a result of the 5 part series? Any achievement? Any
Yes,
breakthrough?
actually,
Mhm.
working through my vision board and learning about trauma informed goals being different from achieving your goals, and how trauma can always come back, and I've learned that is true, that trauma would come and bite you back, and that procrastination and that self-sabotage can stop you from achieving your goals. So that's one of them that I learned from all this series, besides using my network when needed. Because sometimes we have that network, but we are so scared of utilizing because we feel shame or embarrassment and we don't want to ask for help, because I don't need to share my personal life, what I'm going through, what they're going to think about me. I don't feel that way no more. If I need help, I'm going to ask for help.
Awesome. Awesome.
Mhm.
Wow. For myself,
Yeah. What about
the one,
you?
the one achievement or breakthrough that I am most proud of over this last month, and then since Sonia brought one up from past years, I'll bring one up too regarding past years. But as far as this 5-part series, what I'm most proud of is actually completing the 5-part series, completing it. I am so proud of that. Um, and the reason why I'm proud of that is that last year, 2023, and I've been doing She's Taking Life Back for a while, but there was a lot of inconsistencies. And I feel so proud that, we've been consistent this month, consistent, no matter what shows up. We're on here. We're doing the video, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and here we are in part 5. We completed it, no matter what. We completed it. Even if the picture fell down and shut off my computer today, keep it moving. I'm most proud of that. Not only tells me that I can accomplish goals, it's a sign that I did some trauma healing in my mindset. There's some trauma healing, and that's how you know that you're healing, because you become more consistent. You know, um, I want to say something about I'm most proud of you, Sonia, for this month. I'm so proud of Sonia because, like just what happened a moment ago and earlier, I am so comfortable with Sonia because I shared this with her before, that if anything happens, I drop off the computer screen, I got to go leave, Sonia will pick it up. Like she said, oh, no problem. Sonia would not have said that early last year.
Nope.
She probably would have been having a panic attack right about now.
And we're
Now,
going,
so,
Natalie's gonna be back. Hello, Nat. Let me call her.
yes, no, she didn't leave. No, Natalie didn't leave me out here by myself. And when I heard her say, and she said it so confidently, oh, no problem. Like, I got this. That happened not only because Sonia always is focused on healing her own trauma, is because she's learned a lot and she's been exposed. And that's another form of really helping you out with trauma situations that you have anxiety about and afraid to move. Just being exposed and having accountability partners has helped Sonia get to this part. Because I was saying to myself, look at Sonia. Look, Sonia, you heard what she said? She said, no problem, no problem, no problem. And you'll get to that place too. That place that you were nervous about and anxious about and sabotaging. If you set your life up the way we talked about in this 5-part series, you'll get to the point where you'll get to no problem. But you have to go through the anxiety and the uncomfortability and all that. And that was on my board too. I didn't cover that. This year I'm practicing, and I've stepped out of my comfort zone a lot. But this year I'm leaping into my real purpose place of speaking. And I'm not uncomfortable with speaking. I'm just going out there and being consistent with it and developing a whole platform around speaking and develop it as another income stream. On that level, I haven't done it. 2004, I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone. And we understand now we're going to go through uncomfortability. We're going to go through anxiety in the beginning. That's why Coach Sonia is here. If you happen to get triggered, she's here to help you cope through it. So that was one thing. My biggest achievement, I have so many, but the biggest one that really transformed my life is not just like stopping the use of substances 35 years ago. That wasn't it. It was understanding that if I use substances, or if I had a cycle of getting into toxic relationships, and if I got to the point where I was shopping until I dropped, if I was doing those things, there must have been a reason why. There was a root cause of it. So that propelled my life once I stopped the toxic behavior, or that one, the substances. I got into like, I have to figure out, why did I do this in the first place? Why do I keep attracting unhealthy men? I had to figure it out. And when I had developed that mindset beyond, oh, I'm going to figure this out myself because I'm really smart, or I'm a counselor, when I got to the point that even though I'm going to dive into those things, I'm actually going to allow somebody that knows better to help me. I put my ego to the side and said, this part right here, I cannot do for myself. And I'm going to go to someone who knows more than I do. And I understand that no matter how intelligent I am, there's areas of my life I'm not going to recognize because it happens subconsciously. It's like automatic pilots. It's like those behaviors that may be toxic in your life, in my life, we may not recognize because we've been doing it for so long. It's like our normal now. That's why sometimes we may not recognize it. Or we may recognize it, but forget that we're slipping back until we're all the way back. And then you're back into using substances, or you're back in that toxic relationship. And then you're like, oh my God, how did this happen? Mm-hmm. That's what transformed my life. That was the biggest breakthrough and one of my best achievements, because it changed the trajectory of my life. Because I started to go on the inside of me and not fix things from the outside. I knew inside was a problem. I'm the most proud of that. More than even having 35 years of sobriety. More than that, I'm proud of being able to go inside and learning to love me.
Oh, that was deep. Congratulations, Natalie, and I'm happy. I'm glad that you were able to move from that. Yes, yes, absolutely.
And congratulations to you, because you did the same.
Oh, wait.
You did the same. You didn't stop at just using substances. You didn't stop it because now you're in a healthier relationship. You didn't stop and saying it still work. We still got to work on sustaining our relationship. Mm-hmm. Hint, hint. February's coming up. Hint, hint. We still got to do some work if we want to keep the fire burning. You know, you still doing the work. Even as a coach, knowing that you're still doing the work, you still have to do the work. So I'm proud of you, Sonia. Okay, next question. We will almost. It's past 1:30. I'm sorry, past an hour and 30 minutes, not 1:30. The next question I have: what's a challenge you overcame in the pursuit of your goal, and what did you learn from the experience? And those who are watching, we want to hear the first answers to the first ones. We want to hear it in the chat. We want to see it in the chat. Answer the questions. But Sonia, you answer it. What challenge did you overcome in the pursuit of your goal? And what did you learn?
Goals. Well, my goal was, we're talking about this 5 episode, right? Because I want to get it clear. We're talking about this 5 episodes. So the pursuit of one of my goals was to do my vision board. And I'm going to tell you what challenge. I went through a very rough week last week. My son was sick. Our car broke down. My phone fell in the toilet. My daughter was giving birth. Everything. And it was just like 1,000 little things happen at the same time. And I was trying to do the vision board, but I feel like I didn't have the mind to work on it. So I was procrastinating. Besides my procrastination, I was using everything that was happening to me as in, I ain't got time for this. But in my mind, I was like, I need to do it. I want to do it because I promised myself I would do it. I would bring it to the audience. I'm going to bring it. But I had all these things going on, all these challenges, all these obstacles, all this. But I was able to utilize my network. I communicated with my husband. I told him how I was feeling. I messaged Mindset Coach Natalie and Coach Julia in the chat. I told them what was going on. And my reaction was honest. I was like, I feel like I just want to go and scream. Mm-hmm. And I love, because the way I was able to challenge it was putting my own expertise as a life coach, because Mindset Coach Natalie told me, what would you do if you was the client? So I sat down, and while I was working on my own agenda and putting prioritizing what was going on in my life at that moment, what things I could take care of, and what things were just life situations that they would come in place eventually, and I can work on a timely manner on each one, and how I can break down my goals. When I was working through all that, my accountability partner, my part of my network, my support system, my husband was building me a schedule without me knowing. So by
Mm.
the time I finished this, he provided me with the schedule. You can do this Monday. Well, he broke it down for me. So that helped me breathe. But I love what mindset coach Natalie told me afterwards. And I want to say thank you, Natalie, because you
You're
said,
welcome.
and it stuck with me, you said, and if you have to scream and if you have to cry, just know
Yes.
it's okay as
Mhm.
long as you get up and continue and work through it. And thank you. But yeah, that's
Um,
what happened to me. But I did it. I did it.
yes. I always tell people it's okay to scream, yell, do whatever you need to do, but stay in the process.
Stay
Because the situation is just temporary. It just when we react the wrong way or let our anxiety get out of control and or those self-talk get out of control and we get caught up in that, that's when it lasts a long, long time.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, that's good. So what challenge did I overcome in pursuit of my goals these last five parts? Um, hmm. Uh, Let me use today, which is today. Today, it was a good example. That's one I could think of. Um, I had to do the vision board because I remember I didn't do it, but I did it before the live. I also had to cook dinner for my daughter and my grandkids, and I also had to, get dressed for this live. I had to make sure everything was in place. I wanted to be on an hour before the show, like we normally are. I had to do all of that, and my first thought was, you know what? I'm not gonna be able to cook dinner for them. And then I looked at the time and I'm like, well, before I looked at the time, like my anxiety began to kind of grow. Like, this is just too much. And I couldn't find my vision board book. I'm like, where did I put it? And because that's not like me, I usually know where everything is. And I could feel my anxiety increasing. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to be. And I said, you know what? Stop. And I said, breathe. Utilize the tools we always teach. Deep breathing, not just breathing, really deep breaths. And I had to do it several times. And I started to self talk, and I'm like, you know what? I got about 4 hours. I think I cook a dinner, do the vision board, get dressed, and be on around 7 o'clock. I think I can do it because you know what? That's an hour for each project. I could do this. I made the dinner, got it in the oven, did that. Went to my vision board, got that done. As I was doing my vision board, I was doing different parts of my makeup. Let me put the foundation on first. Let me go back to the vision board. Let me put, all of this. Let me go. Did all of that. And I think I was on around 7, about 7 o'clock.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. And I got it done because I didn't let my anxiety grow.
Mhm.
Because in the past, and like I said, even now, your self talk will creep up. It'll get triggered. I was going to say, I can't do it. I can't do this and I can't do that. Mm-mm. And honestly, you know what I thought about Sonia? That's why it's good to have a good support system. I said, like, how can I say that I can't do it? And Sonia's over here with a full-time job, a husband, and a 3-year-old son. Now, how am I sit here and say, Sonia, I couldn't do my vision board? I said, I can't. So she was being my accountability partner without even knowing. So, just overcoming that challenge of today. And it's hard for me to think about other challenges this month because, and again, the consistency of actually doing the 5 part. That was huge. That was good. The consistency in that. Then what did I learn from that? I learned that, you know what? I can do it. I can do the consistent thing. I can do it no matter what. And when those, and I knew that before, but again, I have to remind myself, even when those negative self thoughts came up to say I can't do this and that,
Yeah.
I counteract. And honestly, if I give you a time, it probably lasted about a good minute or two. That's how long that lasted before I changed my thinking. In the past, that thought would have been like all day long. And I probably wouldn't have done all this stuff because I would have talked myself out of it to tell myself I can't when I actually can. So that's what I learned. Even, it's crunch time. I can figure out how to make it all that happen. And I wasn't overwhelmed. I said, we're not going to rush through this. We're going to take our time because we have enough time. The self-talk and the deep breathing helped me. And I learned that I can get stuff done without having this high anxiety. Because when you have high anxiety, you start messing up things. I'm like,
Absolutely.
we're calm, we're okay. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be okay. We can't tell Sonya we couldn't do something. We can't do that.
Ah,
I can't. If that works for you, hey, look, that's what I'm great about accountability partners. Sometimes it pushes you to, well, a lot of
yes,
times it
yes.
pushes you to do things because you don't want to report that you didn't do it. And for
Mhm,
me, my values, I can't lie. I'm not
mhm,
gonna lie, that I did it when I didn't. I'm so past that. I can't
mhm.
sit with myself at that one. Let me keep moving because I know we already past time. I just want to get to almost towards the end. Uh, what's this one? Okay, this is the last question. Sonia and audience, how have you sustained the progress and what successes have you celebrated?
I sustain the I have sustained the progress by continuing working, using my tools, using techniques, Natalie, making sure that I hold myself accountable as well to do as I plan to do, but always making sure that my well-being is in the right place. And what success have I celebrated? I've actually have celebrated, even if it's at home with my husband. And like I said, just working out, doing the workout, and being with my son, I celebrated, and I got me a Coke, which I'm drinking.
Oh,
The water
yes.
challenge, but I got me a Coke, and
Ah,
I deserve a Coke, so he got me a Coke today.
awesome. Awesome. Wow. Congratulations.
Mhm.
Wow. Every time you put that coat on, you're gonna be like, you know what? This is based on me being successful and
Yes.
sustaining the progress. Okay, how have I sustained progress? Um, for me, it's easy. Having accountability partners,
Yes.
having accountability partners, and even more than that, like every morning, like I'll get up and I'll drink my coffee and I go on the balcony with Brooklyn, my Shih Tzu, my dog, and we'll go out there, and I'll talk with God and I'll say, God, thank you, God, for who you are. And just thank you for, keeping me and allowing me to be in the position to be a part of this She's Taking a Life Back thing. Thank God for me having Sonia and then bless Sonia and her family and Coach Julia, who's behind the scenes. Just bless them. And I thank them for being a part of my journey. And just saying, God, I know with you in my path, me focused on you and wanting to serve people because it's all about us how we serve people, not always about what we get. I'm like, giving me the mindset to serve people has helped me sustain. She's taken a life back, no matter the ups and downs of this week. And I have to add, over the last several years, no matter what, I stuck to it, because I know that, I have a God in my life who saved me from all that I've gone through for this purpose. And that helps me keep moving my spiritual life. And what successes I have celebrated. And I want to be honest, celebrating success is a challenge for me. My mindset works like, okay, I'm gonna achieve that goal. I achieved that goal and I celebrate in my head. I do that, thank God, and like, hey, what's next? What's next? And I have to really practice pausing and celebrating. So I have not celebrated the fact that I made it through all five of parts, but I'm gonna find something to celebrate. I'm gonna do something for myself. I'm going to do something, and that's something you celebrate. It doesn't have to be anything that you buy, but Sonia bought us something. It can be, but it could be something else. Take a nice bubble bath, or I'm gonna figure something out because I really need to practice celebrating successes. Right? So what's next? We got to get off this live. This is even though I love it, but we want to we want to move on. Okay, the next thing is just strategies of the sustaining progress. And I'm not going to go into detail of these strategies. I'm just going to list what they are. And if you want more detail in it, stay tuned, get our workbooks, and you'll find about these. But we're running out of time. But I have let's see, I have 9 strategies listed, and I'm just going to name what they are. And again, if you want more detailed information, get the worksheets, check out our lives, subscribe, stay with us, review our videos. So there are, number 1 is reflect regularly. That I do. I do a lot of reflection. Just think over, your past, your week, your day. Think about all the things that you were able to accomplish. Think about all the things that you need to work on to get better at. Do some reflection. Um, the other thing is set realistic goals. Set realistic goals. Things that you can achieve. Like Sonia has, short term, long term. Set realistic goals, make them realistic, but don't make them, I always say this, make them realistic, but make it a goal that is like you're gonna need God or you're gonna need a coach. Otherwise, we're gonna come up with mediocre goals. We're gonna come up with goals that are easy. The goal that's tied to your purpose and your gift is something that should be making you nervous, something that does create a healthy sense of anxiety, something you're going to need an accountability partner for, something you're going to need a coach for. Those are the kind of goals that I'm talking about. Make it realistic, but make sure it's in your wheelhouse. Make sure it's part of the gifts that you have to make it happen. The next thing is, let's go to the next one. Prioritize self-care. Take care of yourself, make that important. The other thing is seek accountability. You can't do this by yourself. It's okay, and it's okay. I get more ideas because I seek other help from other people. And just FYI, even when she's taking life back, Sonia and even Coach Julia know that even though I'm the CEO and founder of She's Taking Life Back, I really listen to what Coach Sonia and Coach Julia has to say. I don't come in and saying, I'm the CEO, and so these are all the things that we're gonna do. I ask them their opinion. And I tell them, come to the meeting with your ideas, because they will maybe have something that I've never thought of. So I often, even if it's an answer that I know, I want them to know that I value their opinion. I value their suggestion, because they often come up with great ones. I want them to know that they are they are the founding members of She's Taking a Life Back. They're the pioneers that helped me put this together. So I value them. Next is adjust and adapt. Like I was saying before, if we don't achieve certain goals in the first quarter, let's adjust. Let's adjust to move it to the second quarter, or let's adapt. Let's figure out something that we can have. We can make these things happen. Let's do some research. Let's take some trainings. Let's do all of that, so we can adapt to this new level of life that we're moving towards. We can't go with the same skills. We need to add on to them. Next one is celebrate achievements. We just talked about that. Next one after that is learn from your setbacks. That is part of the reflection. It is so important to learn from your setbacks. Don't just say, okay, I'm moving on. Let's learn. Let's figure out, what we did right, what we did wrong. Let's review that. So important. That's so important to do that work with someone else who's equipped, whether it's a therapist, whether it's coaches. That's so important, because you may not see something it may not be a setback to you when it's really a setback. For example, build a support network. Got to have that. You need some cheerleaders too to say you can do this. Next one is embrace continuous growth. Like I mentioned, my team knows that we signed up for trainings. It's coming up real soon. We're going out in the community, going to conferences. We're going out there to learn. We're doing research on the computer. We're always growing and learning more. All right. What else? This one is, we got that one. So that was the last one on the list. This is the last segment, inspiring others to continue the journey. This is where as we end. And like Sonia was doing, we want to inspire you to continue this journey. If you watched already watched all 5 parts, or you're just watching it for the first time, or if you watch this next month, once you finish the 5 series, continue the journey of growth. Keep it moving. Those are tools that we gave you to help, identify goals and get through some goals. But there's more work to be done. That's not enough. That's why I'm coming up with the 5-day challenge. Sign up tomorrow.
Absolutely.
The free challenge is going to help you go another step. And then there's a mini series that's coming up in the coaching programs. Those are things that we have set up to continue your growth on this journey. It cannot end with these 5 parts. It's just not enough. It's enough to get you started. It's enough to give you some knowledge, but there's more work to be done, right? Anything else as we're leaving about inspiring others to continue the journey, Coach Sonia?
Uh, no, I just want to inspire others by letting them know that they have to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us, hit that notification bell. I want to inspire you because I want them to know that February is the month that you cannot miss out. I promise you, it's going to be so amazing. We're going to be talking about relationships, friendship. We're going to, and all that is going to be trust. Um, Speaking about the spouse relation, how to spice up that marriage, how to spice up that relationship. We're going to speak about mindset coaching, being single, having that relationship with yourself. There are going to be so much topics and themes, and we're going to be doing a lot of posts. We're going to be posting on TikTok as well. So follow Mindset Coach Natalie. She's taking a live back on TikTok as well. But subscribe to our YouTube channel. You do
Yes.
not want to miss out on the month of February. So I want to inspire all of you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. She's taking a live back, a Women's Word Talk Show, and do not miss out on the month of February. If you've been in unhealthy
Oh,
relationships and you want to grow and learn how to be in a healthy relationship,
mhm.
you start by loving yourself.
Yes.
Okay, so let's do this together. And I just want to share that mindset coach Natalie and remind them again. Today is the last day to get that worksheet. So click on the button, go back to the live, and click on that link and get your worksheet before it goes up to $9.99 regular price.
Yes. All right. Thank
This
you,
is your
Coach
friend
Sonia.
Aaron saying good night. Mwah.
All right. Good night, everyone. I see you. We see you next week, next
Thank you for
Wednesday.
joining us. Hope you
Yes.
enjoy
Don't
and
forget to take your
continue
life
celebrating success.
back. All right. Have a good night.
Good night.